Hello everyone and welcome back to StarCraft 2. Today we are back with Legion Cup, starting and ending with Slooth versus Fjant, a fantastic ZVZ. So I assume we're gonna see a lot of roaches. And yeah, as you can see, we're jumping right into it. Everything is ready, unlike, most of the time. So here we are. In the bottom right corner of Lightshade LE, playing as the blue Zerg, it is Slooth. Some epic music here. And his opponent in the top left, going for that early cheeky pull. It is the pink Zerg from Alpha X. It's Fjant. Why is the game so... Oh no, it's not quiet. Alright, we're good. It's just quiet for me. Everything should be fine. So yeah, as you can see, we're starting off on something very interesting because we have an actual difference in the builds. So it's not the same thing from both players, which is very, very common in a ZVZ, in any mirror matchup, really. But yeah, not this time. This time we see a hatch from Slooth and early pull from Fjant. Let's see how quickly it's gonna get scouted. A lot depends on if the Overlords are going to see the first links coming out, so let's see what kind of path they will take. Seems like the Overlords are flying just a little bit to the side. At least the first one. The second one should scout it, but is it going to be too late? I mean, it's gonna be late, that's for sure. Now Slooth sees it, so the Zerglings tried to evade the Overlord. This did not happen though, so let's see the reaction. Obviously the pull is not done yet, so no Zerglings can be made, but already decisions can be made. That can be crucial in this situation. So the pull finishes. Immediately 8 Zerglings and 2 Queens started for Slooth. Let's see what Fjant is doing. He's gonna take his natural. He's going to... I saw a drone there in the production tab. I saw an Overlord. So a little bit of a supply block there. Drones have been pulled to try and save this hatchery. Is this going to work? First Zerglings pop out, but this hatchery is getting dangerously low. The drones get in, and that should be more than enough now. So the hatchery has been saved and Fjant is making drones. So it seems like this rush has now ended for now. Why is there... Not this one. Music? Hello? There we go. Much better. Okay, so the rush has been defeated basically because the hatchery is still here and Slooth has stabilized. All the workers are dead equal at the moment, so Fjant definitely did not overextend. He did not go for a full-on push. He didn't keep making Zerglings. He quickly transitioned into drones. But let's see, the response here is also, well, obviously more drones. Slooth probably knows that there is not much coming. He's using his Overlords well, positioning them right. Well, actually something could go through here, never mind. Slooth playing a little bit of a dangerous game. Obviously these Zerglings will not be enough to deal any damage. Not even one lone queen will go down, but yeah, I would love to see an Overlord here, because right now Slooth doesn't really know if something more is coming. He just kind of assumes he's safe. But he is making Banelings now. The Baneling nest has been in production for a while, so I guess he's feeling safe against any Zerglings, and anything else would hit later. Roach Warren started for Fjant. He's going to be the first to tech up to that tech. We should see +1 research 2, obviously. In case you don't know, you probably do, but in case you don't know, there is this interaction between roaches and Zerglings. that roaches take one less shot to kill a Zergling with +1 ranged attack, and that's exactly what we see from this Evo chamber. But another interesting interaction here that we're gonna see, a Spire going down for Slooth. So it's always a bit of a risky move because it is an investment. Not only the Spire itself, but also you have to mine more gas, which obviously, oh, nice catch on the drone, which obviously makes your drones not mine minerals. So right now you saw like 12 drones on the minerals because 6 of them were in the gas. In the gases, mining as much gas as possible. So that's the majority of the investment there. And if enough roaches go across the map at the wrong time, which is exactly what's happening right now, Fjant going for that early, maybe not push, but pressure with the roaches. If enough roaches go across the map and there is not sufficient defenses, which Slooth is trying to make with these spine crawlers, if there's not enough, and with +1 Zerglings obviously with +1 range, oh my god, that's a nice surround here. This is going to make Fjant's life much harder. Losing 4 initial roaches before +1 is done as well, so not dealing with Zerglings as well as they should. I think this could be it, like with 4 spines here, 2 queens and a bunch of Zerglings, I feel like Slooth is in a good position. He's going to reveal the mutants. So that's also very important for Fjant. He now knows that this is a danger and he's probably going to invest in a bunch of queens, a bunch of spores as well, and a spire of his own actually. Well, I don't see no spores, never mind. Hello? Alright, just gonna try to defend it with queens and nothing else. That's a little dangerous. I guess you can just make tons of drones and yeah, you're gonna lose some, but if you're gonna make more than you're gonna lose, then it's still fine, right? I guess, like, if you have to invest your minerals in something, if it's not spores, I guess drones is the next best thing. But also roaches. These roaches are making sure that the mutas stay on Slooth's side of the map. It is only a temporary solution, and obviously you're losing units. Suddenly something like a Zergling ran by without any roaches to defend might get very dangerous. So I'm not sure if I like this decision making from Fjant at the moment, but he is not dead yet. Obviously he's been making queens. Where are these queens? Oh, there they are. So there's 5 queens in the third. There's nothing in the main though. Not even one to inject. That's interesting. But actually, it seems like Fjant kept the Mutalisk at home enough that he's gonna be able to push out 7 Corruptors before they even get across the map. That's amazing. And finally getting some spores in the main, so the main is also somewhat safe. This is such an interesting ZVZ to start off. I was expecting Roach Wars all day long, but instead we have Zerglings against Roaches, we have Mutalisk against Corruptors, and oh, I'm not sure if you want to take this fight, Fjant, with the queens. 3 queens die almost immediately, and it's not the ideal situation. I guess more could have gone down, so it's not the end of the world, but it is still a little bit annoying as these lings make their way across the map. There's nothing in the wall, so they're just gonna stream in. There is nothing here, as I said before. The queens are all somewhere else. The mutas keep fighting, keep trying to poke, but these Zerglings are what deals the damage right now. Just exactly what I said, there's very few roaches to defend against things like that, and another batch of Zerglings is gonna stream into the natural. And the danger of the Mutalisk is still there, so where are the Corruptors? Wait a second, there's 7 Corruptors, oh, they are in the natural, okay. So yeah, the Mutalisk are gonna fly in as well into the Thorough, well, they are gonna try. And all this pressure from Slooth puts Fjant in a bit of a bad spot with 10 workers, with him being 10 workers behind. Oh, you don't want to fight that. No, Slooth, why? No. Ouch, that was terrible. I'm not sure why Slooth would ever take that fight. He obviously has the speed advantage, and also not only in the air but also on the ground as another group of Zerglings gets inside the main. They're gonna actually kill the spores, and it's gonna make it a little bit difficult for Fjant to defend. Fjant is going to try to deal some counter damage and try to snipe some of these Mutalisks, and he's actually doing a fantastic job with that, barely losing any Corruptors so far in this game and taking out a bunch of these Mutas. But more and more Zerglings are coming, and this constant pressure is something Fjant is really struggling with. The Queens are not going to be enough against these Zerglings with the full surrounds, and that is disastrous. I think Fjant is slowly falling apart. There is not enough on the ground, not enough in the air, and oh my god, the wall is still not plugged in. You have to learn something from the Protoss and always have something in that wall, or Blizzard, give us doors, please. All the races can have doors, come on. But yeah, more and more drones are falling, more and more units are falling. These mutas are gonna come and help with that as well. At this point they're even gonna fight the Corruptors because they are so spread out. And yeah, drones falling all over the place, and I think this will be game. Fjant still doing his best, still trying to deal with all this harass, all this damage, but Zerglings in the main, well, one Zergling in the main, Zerglings in all the bases, and Slooth is going to take this game. Whew. What a game, what a first game for a ZVZ. Like, I was not expecting this kind of a game. Quick look at the graphs before we move on. Yeah, obviously you can see the workers going down, and eventually Fjant had to give up. But this is just the first game. Obviously we have at least 2 more, so Fjant can try to change something in his strategy. Maybe make sure to deflect more of the damage in this game. And Slooth, I mean, he played really well. He defended the initial well, cheese. I'm not sure if you can call it cheese. Early pressure. He then defended the roaches as well. And yeah, he just won the game fair and square by spreading Fjant thin. I think that's the saying. And pulling him apart. Anyway, game 2 on Jagannatha LE. In the bottom left, we have the winner of the first game, the red Zerg. It is Slooth. And his opponent on the other side of the map, playing with the pink Zerg drones. It is Fjant. And Fjant's really liking his early Zerglings, apparently. He's gonna take the gas, he's gonna take the spawning pool. Meanwhile, Slooth prefers to go on the defensive, or at least prefers the macro side of the game, apparently, as his natural is going to be the first structure yet again. So, I mean, I'm not sure about this move from Fjant, if I'm going to be honest. Like, Slooth did not even flinch last time. He really defended extremely well. Great decision making, pulling the drones but not overextending, and I mean, it's always potential for damage, but it's also potential for being behind. So 6 Zerglings and obviously Zergling speed are going to start instantly as the spawning pool finishes. But this Overlord should see everything. Actually, it might be just a little bit too late. Yeah, I think it's gonna be actually just a tiny bit too late. So these Zerglings are going to slip by. Wrong camera. Ooh, they were in vision for a split second, but did Slooth notice that? Did he notice? I think he might be playing a bit defensively anyway. I mean, he's producing Zerglings immediately from all his larvae. So I guess he either noticed or expected something like that. Either way, drone pool once again to save the hatchery. And it seems very, very similar to game number 1 right now. This time though, Zergling speed for Fjant is going to be much, much faster. than for Slooth, and Slooth is feeling quite safe. He pulls the drones back, but soon these pink Zerglings are gonna be super fast. And that makes it much more difficult. The queen pops out and immediately gets taken out. And now Slooth in a little bit of trouble. He's been making drones, sure that he's already defended, but none of that is happening. I mean, even now 2 Zerglings from Fjant survived, and there is more... Wait. There isn't more coming? I am confused. Okay, I expected... I mean, if you invest in that early speed and you have that advantage, I thought Fjant is gonna push it hard, but no, he's gonna again go back into droning, and Slooth apparently also notices that, because he's going back into drones again. Again, also getting that Baneling Nest and early Evo Chamber, so I love that. I love how these players are not just playing the same thing, they are not mirroring each other. It makes for a much more interesting mirror matchup. So yeah, Fjant going into economy, and actually he is a few workers ahead right now. Obviously he's gonna build a bunch of structures, and that's going to put him back behind. Actually, they're getting the gases already, so seems like. And wait, okay, I guess not taking the gases early. But getting that wall out of 3 Evo chambers, Fjant really does not want to be killed by these Zerglings, and maybe also really does not want to be scouted. He's gonna cancel two out of the 3 Evo chambers. Wow, that's some crazy optimization here. Like I would be scared to cancel that. I guess as the Zerglings pop out, Fjant is feeling a little more safe. Yeah, nicely done. Both players really making sure they have the walls up. So yeah, they are as safe as they can be. This time Slooth is going to be the one investing in the Roach Warren faster. And actually, okay, there you go. I was gonna say Fjant not investing in any tech, but here's the Spire. So the gases were not fakes. They were not cancelled forever. They were just a little bit delayed, I guess, to confuse the opponent. Now, however, Slooth is going to get in. He's going to see the gases, and that should be a bit of a giveaway that something weird is going on. So we have a bit of a reversal here, reversal of the first game, where Slooth is the one going for the early roaches, and actually he's making 18 Zerglings. Seems like he wants to get in before the mutas can come out, and he gets us around on one of these queens. Not quite finishing it, but you know, taking down some of its health is always nice, especially before a big attack, and that's exactly what's coming. Fjant sees that it's happening. The Zerglings are moving straight under, right under the Overlords, but Banelings might be the thing that Fjant is not quite expecting. And he has to be on top of his micro if he wants to win that Zergling versus Zergling battle, as soon as Banelings hit the deck. So Slooth is probably going to try and bust that wall. Oh my god, Fjant really close to losing a lot of these Zerglings. The micro is not perfect, but actually it is kind of bad. 4 drones dying to these Banelings, and Slooth has a lot of links here. First mutas pop out right on time, but still the damage is being dealt. 10 drones already falling, and there's Zerglings still coming across the map. The wall is not finished, and more Banelings come in. They are being focused down. Nicely done from Fjant. But oh my god, drones have to fight, and this is never a good situation when you have Zerglings in your main and you have to fight them with the drones. So 16 drones went down. These mutas have to really pay for themselves, and they are going to be stuck at home with all of these lings coming in once again. Nothing to block them still, and I think this might be another game. Look at these poor drones trying to escape, struggling. Go drones, go! But yeah, because the Zerglings are still coming, Banelings are still being morphed. Slooth does not show any signs of stopping, and more drones are falling. Obviously Slooth is not making many of his own at home, but he is keeping the mutants at home while constantly killing more and more drones. Oh my god, he's gonna keep sending them. He's not making a single drone. Instead, he takes his time to prepare a spore here, a bunch of queens in the natural. I mean, there's not a lot of anti-air, but these mutants are all Fjant really has to defend against Zerglings efficiently. So even though Slooth does not have a lot of anti-air, he has the Zerglings to keep the mutants away from his own drones. That he's gonna make 9 at once right now. So now he's back to focusing on the economy. He's gonna defend that economy with a bunch of spores and a few queens. So Fjant has to really be on top of his Mutalisk control if he wants to really stay in this game. It's 28 against 40 workers, so yeah, you don't want to fight 5 queens with this amount of mutas. You really want to be looking for drones, but there is a whole lot of anti-air right now, basically in every base, if you count these queens as protecting the third. And more Zerglings coming across the map, forcing the mutas back once again. There is no banelings, there is no safety net here for Fjant to hang on to. And Slooth is really keeping these mutas at home. Like, past 5 minutes, okay, maybe not 5, but like 3 minutes at least, I think. Could have been with the mutas already across the map trying to deal damage, but no, they had to stay at home. That's kind of crazy. And look at this, the third base just started for Fjant, while this third has been finished for who knows how long. The mutas come in, they're gonna find a few overlords, which is always nice. That's something Slooth will have to remake, so that's a bunch of larvae and minerals that are not drones. Okay, finding 5 drones, and oh my god, he keeps going, 6 drones falling. And actually, look at the worker count, suddenly it's not looking as healthy for Slooth as just a second ago, but oh my god, another Zergling run by, taking out 15 drones in a matter of seconds. I completely missed that, I'm sorry, but I think this might be just too much. The mutas have to come back again, and I mean, unless Fjant really does something, maybe he plugs the wall completely, maybe he does something, I'm not sure. I think the wall would be the only solution really, but now he's losing the spire. Okay, now I think he's gonna barely survive here. And he's losing so much at home that these mutas cannot really go across the map. There is no queens at all for Fjant. So for a second he equalized the worker counts, but another Zergling ran by and suddenly we're back to 37 against 20. Now Slooth has mutas of his own, and obviously the muta count of Slooth is going to go up very quickly. His economy is quite healthy even after losing a bunch of drones, and after constant Zergling production, his economy is still pretty good, and definitely much better than that of Fjant. So every minute here, the red muta count is going to grow rapidly, while the pink muta count is gonna stay somewhat at the level where it's at right now. So I feel like the fact that Fjant is not attacking right now seals the deal in this game. The pink Zerg is trying to make some drones, he is trying to make it work, he is trying to get his economy back and running, but if these mutas are not dealing damage right now, they are not dealing damage this game anymore. Let's quickly take a look at the muta count. It's 16 against 14. And as you can see, for every muta that Fjant makes, there's about two Mutalisk on the red Zerg's side. So right now it will be really hard, if not impossible, for Fjant to deal damage. As long as Slooth plays this out safely, he's obviously going to win this game. So unless he takes some crazy bad engagement, which is really hard at this point with 9 more Mutalisks being made at once. I feel like right now it's too late for Fjant to really fight even, like not even deal damage, not even harass, but fight at all. So yeah, I kinda hate to say it, but I think Fjant is kind of dead. What can I even say right now? I mean, I guess I'm gonna keep talking about the mutants because that's the interesting part. But look at this, just look how much bigger this red cloud is compared to the pink cloud. And even when Fjant moves back home, like, he has no advantage here. He has no spores, he has no queens. So if Slooth realizes that, he can just fly across the map and kill Fjant at any point he wants. Let's take a quick look at the Muta count again. It's 30 against 23, so yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to change. Fjant doesn't quite realize the difference and he takes the fight. The desperation move not going to work and GG is called. Slooth takes it. And it's 2-0. Quick look at the graphs. I mean, yeah, obviously there's a resource collection rate. So much in favor of Slooth. It's gonna look like this, especially in Muta versus Muta. So we're getting right into map number 3. Slooth right now wins 2 games in a row, playing really solid. These weren't gimmicky games. These weren't, you know, crazy all-ins. He's just playing a bit defensively, but also knows when to attack. So I'm really liking the plays that Slooth is making. I'm curious to see if Fjant is going to go for that early pull again, because it didn't quite work the last 2 games, and while it didn't put him far behind at all, really, I feel like, you know, going for the economy, maybe even, you know, trying to take some risks, would be the way to go. On the other hand, now Slooth doesn't really have much to lose, so he can risk going for some crazy strategy himself. So yeah, let's see if that's going to be the case. But for now, let's introduce our players once again. In the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, playing as the Blue Zerg this time, the winner of the previous 2 games, it is Slooth. And his opponent on the other side actually going for a hatch first this time, at least it seems like it. Is it? Yeah, it is, alright. The pink Zerg in the bottom right, it is Fjant. Yeah, if Fjant didn't cancel his wall, I was saying that, like, maybe even if he plugged it later on, even if he you know, added some more Evo chambers a bit later, I still think it would have been decent. Like, 1 queen plugging it would already deny at least Zerglings, maybe not Banelings as much, but at least Zerglings from coming in for quite a while, letting the Mutas deal with them easily without drone losses. But yeah, that's all that could have been. We're right here, right now, and right here, right now we have the ZVZ that I expected and thankfully didn't get in the past few games, which is identical builds. Look at that. I'm surprised their minerals and gas are not perfectly identical. But yeah, seems like everything is going to be exactly the same. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Fjant decides to skip one pair of Zerglings for 1 additional drone. Obviously not a big deal, especially considering that Slooth is still playing his own safe standard game, so there's not any immediate danger. The music is saying something completely different, but yeah, let's be honest, the Evo chamber is not something you make with 4 drones if you want to attack. So the Zerglings for both players are going to now go and confirm that they're both going for something standard, no crazy aggression from either of them. Actually, Fjant does not get up the ramp, so it's not a disaster, because obviously he sees the drone count, he sees the natural, but not knowing what exactly is going on in the main, and it's melee attack actually, so seems like Zerglings are something on the table for Slooth right now, but there is a Baneling nest and it starts the wall as well on the pink side of the map, so I think Fjant should be mostly safe against any Zergling attacks, especially that he's making 10 Zerglings of his own, 12 Zerglings of his own already. But hey, I guess I was wrong, it's not gonna be Zerglings. Roachwarren has been placed down in that blue wall. So I'm really curious about it, because Slooth went for a +1 melee, and he is making Zerglings, but that Roachwarren is there. I guess this is his transition, I guess this is his plan after these 24 Zerglings. That's a lot of Zerglings. Deal their damage. However, Fjant is going to be the first one to try and deal damage, as his Zerglings and Banelings now make their way across the map. This queen! There you go, I thought it won't die, but oh my god, careful! Ooh, that was a nice Baneling connection. The second one wasn't as great, the third one was decent. Actually, Slooth losing a lot of Zerglings right now. Another queen, oh my god, that was cute. Another queen dies, and Slooth wanted to go for aggression, and he's gonna counterattack, but he lost quite a lot for such a small attack from Fjant. And yeah, I'm really curious to see what Slooth is gonna do now, because Fjant is obviously expecting this move out, like he saw exactly that is happening. So he is going to be ready, he's making some safety banelings as well. So as long as Fjant does not make any crucial mistakes, he's basically safe. Slooth is the one that has to deal damage. And with the banelings on board right now, it's gonna be really tough. Not a terrible baneling connection, but nothing game-ending either. That baneling gets only like 4 Zerglings, so now is the small window that Slooth can actually attack and try and deal some damage, but the queens are here, the banes are morphing, and I'm not sure how long this window will be, unless... Now, okay, Fjant knows what's going on, he saves all of his queens, which is quite important. The banelings not getting the perfect connections, but not wasting themselves on one Zergling each either. So now, Fjant is going to make sure to try and clean up all of the Zerglings of Slooth. But Slooth is not stopping. His plan was indeed to go for these roaches. Even though he invested in +1 melee, he's still gonna go for that Roach Ravager attack. He also got himself +1 armor. So he's going to be... These roaches are going to take quite a lot of Zergling hits to die for sure. Is Fjant expecting this? Well, he will be, because he is going for another one of these attacks and he's gonna see this army moving out. I think he should go back, yeah, that's exactly what he's gonna do. Try to get maybe a Baneling connection or two. That wasn't terrible, considering Slooth could have just sent one Zergling for each Bane. But yeah, now Fjant has to defend this, and he's making roaches of his own right now. But Slooth going for 28 Zerglings as a follow-up. Fjant is going to try to counterattack as a response. So this is going to be hard to keep an eye on everything at once. A queen is going to fall, but Slooth has so many Zerglings coming up that I don't think these Zerglings from Fjant are going to do much. And now the Roach Ravager army is here. The queen's taking some damage from the Biles, but not too much, and Fjant just has the numbers here. Fjant just has more roaches, so he's gonna push Slooth back already. The lings in that third didn't do much, as I said, too many lings were coming up for Slooth. And let's take a look at the numbers, I guess, because I'm a little bit confused where this game is at the moment. It's 21 roaches for Fjant, against just 3 roaches and 5 ravagers from Slooth, but there is 46 Zerglings with +1 attack, and obviously +1 melee is there for, +1 armor is there for Slooth, so even so it's going to be harder to kill all of these units for Fjant. A few roaches being caught out in the on the map by the Lynx. Slooth definitely, with the overwhelming number of Zerglings here, has the map control. However, Fjant is in a great position economically, so as long as he can defend, nice snipe on the Overlord, as long as he can defend, he's absolutely fine to just sit back at home. And he has such a big amount of roaches and ravagers that as long as he doesn't get completely surrounded, and that's not as many Zerglings as I thought it was. Ooh, unless he gets completely surrounded and then Biles will land. Oh my god, this should have been a great fight for Fjant, but he took it so bad that right now he's in a bit of trouble. But I don't think it's gonna be enough from Slooth anyway. The second round of Biles doesn't land, and now Slooth loses his entire army. I thought that was going to be a disaster for Fjant, but I think the Biles were not good enough to equalize that fight, and now Fjant with the better army, bigger army, better economy, just dominating in this game. He's just gonna go across the map and win this. Like, I'm 99% sure. I don't think there is a fight that Fjant loses, even with perfect micro, even without losing a bunch of links here for free. I think Slooth just does not have enough. In Roach versus Roach Wars, yeah, you can have the advantage of like Ravager numbers, but even that is not present for Slooth, and Fjant takes this game and it's 2-1. Alright, thankfully it did not end right there. Whew, good stuff. Okay, quick look at the graphs, obviously. And not even that. Quick. Yep. There you go. Yeah, you can just see for how long Fjant was ahead in workers that game. And when Slooth did not finish him fast enough, and Fjant defended the final push, that was basically game. Time for game number 4. I like this this banner. It's great. Yeah, okay, here we go. In the top right of 2000 atmospheres LE, playing as the red Zerg, it is Slooth, and his opponent on the other side of the map in the pink, also playing Zerg, it is Fjant. So it's 2-1, and seems like both players are going to play standard yet again. So I'm really curious if Slooth is going to take some kind of a risk. I mean, I guess he somewhat did it last game because he went for that a bit weird, a bit different Zergling Roach attack with +1 melee and +1 armor. But we haven't really seen any cheese from him, and it seems like we will not see any cheese from him. I guess ZVZ is not the best matchup to cheese, especially that your opponent can like, early pulls are not that great. They can deal some damage, and they can even kill an unprepared opponent, but I feel like these Zergs at least are good enough to figure out what's going on early enough, prepare what they need, pull the drones, not lose too much, and yeah, it basically equalizes the game, or even makes the cheeser be in a worse spot because they delay their expansion, that delays their queens, etc, etc. So yeah, we're not gonna see early pulls from either player again. Seems like we're gonna have a game similar to the last one. But obviously some things can change, and also a small thing. Fjant was a little bit faster on everything, and also he's investing in a little more drones and holding back on Zerglings. So you know, he's going to be a little bit ahead economically in these early stages of the game, and it may seem small, but it's pretty good. Like you can see, 3 workers ahead at the moment. Basically 3 workers ahead. I was wondering if Slooth just built a gas or something, but yeah, it seems like just now Slooth is. I'm not a Zerg player, so I'm not quite sure how the drone numbers work. I'm not sure when they are gonna build more drones, when they are gonna lose drones because they are building stuff. So actually Slooth now getting to 27 a little faster. I really wish I had a Zerg player with me right now to tell me exactly how that works. Anyway, mailing nest from both players. Fjant starting his wall actually with that structure. Slooth playing extra safe and getting a spine just in case, getting the safety banelings. But overall, both players up. Never mind, I was gonna say both players going for that economy. Never mind, 10 Zerglings in production. So Fjant is going to go for what worked very well last time. He's gonna go for that little push with a bunch of lings and a bunch of banelings. This allows him not only to potentially deal some damage, but it also allows him to scout. Ooh, nice moves here. Fjant sees the Overlord of Slooth and he decides to take a different path. So Slooth still does not know what's coming. He's gonna know what's coming as soon as it hits him, which is right now. And there is not that much here for Slooth. I mean, he has 2 banelings, which is obviously really hard to deal with for our ping Zerg. But Fjant is going to get some more banes of his own. And yeah, this is going to be a very interesting interaction here. Let's see who's gonna come out on top. For now, obviously, Fjant has more army, but this spine is going to prove very, very valuable. So will the banelings. But who can get the better connection? That is the current question. Ooh, that was really close here for Slooth to take out all of the Zerglings. But in the end, 6 drones are going to fall, and the lings are going to go into the main. They are going to scout the spire, which is the most important thing they did. Obviously, they couldn't deal much damage, but scouting that spire, very important. Slooth is going to take the lings that he has and he's going to counterattack. This starbase actually has only 1 queen and it's out in the open, so it can get easily surrounded and killed. And then there is not much here to defend, only now the queens will have to be pulled, so some counter damage will be dealt, and actually these queens getting out in the open. Thankfully transfuses are there, but still 1 queen is going to die. And it was close, it could have been more. Maybe if Slooth focus fired a second one. So, let's sum up the situation. We have 48 against 47 workers, so that is basically equal. However, the third base of Slooth is just on the way. But what Slooth does have is superior tech. He has the Spire, he's going to have the Mutas, and actually Fjant going, well, aside from cancelling this base, I don't think it can be saved at this point. Ooh, can it though? No, it cannot be saved, so this will be a kill, not even a cancel. So Fjant getting that really important thing, and he's also responding hard to the Mutas. He's getting a Hydra then, so he really wants to make sure he doesn't die to the flying units that are just gonna pop out. 5 Mutas on the way, but 5 Hydras as well. So there is Queens, there is going to be Hydralisks, no Spores, but I mean, when you're going Hydralisk, do you really need Spores? And yeah, I think Fjant is going to be in a better spot right now because he killed the third base. He will defend the Mutas. I don't think there is a way for Slooth to avoid this many anti-air units, especially if Fjant positions them correctly. And yeah, I mean, a few overlords will die, but I think Fjant kind of expected that. Oh my god, Fjant playing it really safe, getting the spores in the main, getting the Hydralisks, getting the queens together. Yeah, Slooth is gonna have to really work hard for the damage if he wants to deal any. Oh my goodness, Fjant, calm down. I mean, You had the worker lead for a while, but you just took so many spores. I guess they're gonna be useful to attack, but... Ooh, this is... I mean, there's no drones here, so... This is a little bit anticlimactic. I was gonna say something like, ooh, this is dangerous. Okay, it is dangerous now. Slooth is going to spread around his drones. There are a few mutas just popping out to save them, and yeah, just 3 drones for a bunch of banelings, not terrible at all. The mutas are trying to poke in, but I mean, there's so much anti-air here that these zerglings I feel like are more dangerous, and banes, especially if they connect with a lot of hydras. But I mean, there's not a lot of good connections, not a lot of good fights for Slooth, so he just lost a bunch of stuff. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's not that much in favor of Fjant, but remember that Slooth has invested a lot of gas, and his economy has been really delayed as well. So you gotta keep in mind that the resources lost are not the same for these players. Lurkers, obviously, like basically the next thing you always get after the Hydra. Then, let's be honest, Hydras alone are not fantastic, but Hydras and Lurkers are what you want eventually in ZVZ. Oh, this base might get taken out. Yeah, it will be a cancel. Not the biggest of deals. Oh my god, he's gonna do it again. Oh, and this time he actually kills it. Fjant did not expect that that comeback here from Slooth. But yeah, that's a nice move. Obviously, making sure. Oh, I'm glad I clicked here because 11 drones are suddenly dying on this side of the map. A bunch of roaches just made their way across, and suddenly there's like 13 drones less for a Slooth. Wow. Okay. Okay, that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy, and I feel like Fjant is doing a great job dealing damage and not taking damage himself. So even though he's not making a lot of drones, like as you can see, both players are at roughly 60 drones. But Fjant is getting a lot of tech. He's gonna have the lurkers, he's gonna have the hydras, he's gonna have the infestation pit as well. So, oh my god, he's gonna cancel it again, isn't he? Oh, he's gonna kill it again. All right, I mean, that's obviously nice. That's 300 minerals that Fjant does not have. That's another 300 minerals that Fjant doesn't have anymore. And with some banelings rolling in, I mean, they did not deal the most damage, but both players dealing blows to each other, and I'm not sure who's gonna come out ahead, because there were drones dying on both sides, there are units dying on both sides, but I think the spores will be the thing that will stop the mutas? Never mind, that's a lot of mutas still alive. I'm actually very surprised. I guess Fjant made a little bit too many lurkers, and now there were not enough hydras to shoot down the mutas, and the mutas are just gonna kill everything here. What is the anti-air here? A bunch of hydras that are popping out just now. The spores are not being repositioned or anything. I would love to see the spores at least put on this side of the main. But right now this is a disaster. The mutas are on a rampage, killing every single hydra that pops out of the hatchery, and Fjant suddenly in a lot of trouble. Look at the supply. This is not going to be enough, and GG is called, and Slooth takes it 3-1. After an amazing Muta attack. Wow, that was very quick. That was a very quick. I assume Fjant just overmade lurkers when there was no real ground army, and the mutas kept coming, and when suddenly there were not enough hydras to shoot down the mutalisk, it suddenly became too much. And you can see the army value going down. And yeah, how do you come back from that? The mutas just kill everything that pops out. But yeah, this is going to be it. A really great ZVZ series. As I said, I was expecting a lot of Roach versus Roach, just kind of mirror builds. But instead we got an exciting series with both players trying different things, basically in every game. And yeah, it was great. It was great casting. But for now, thanks everyone for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. See ya!